and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at Stars Are Shining, which is a lovely stamp set with a coordinating punch with lots of stars in it in the new mini catalogue. And we're going to be using the Stamparatus, and we're going to be using a card using these. But again, I'm not making it a Christmas card. So lots of ideas for Christmas, but this time we're just going to make it a lovely sort of autumnal coloured, but not necessary for autumn. So we need colours I'm looking at using are Highland Heather, Rich Raspberry and Pumpkin Pie, because those are sort of nice sort of autumnal colours. I might use a little bit of Fresh Freesia, I haven't quite decided yet, and I might not use all of them. Again, it's crafting on the hoof, so you see my experimental process from the beginning to the end, and then we sort of, you know, see how it goes from there. So I've got my Wreath Template, which you all know about. If you don't, just look for my name and put Wreath Template into YouTube and it will come up. So we've got a piece of 5x5 because we're going to do it on the 5x5 side, and I'm just going to line that up and put the magnet in. Now you will see mine slides about a little bit because I've laminated it, but I'm quite used to sort of working with that. Now the stamps we're going to use are these lovely baubles, but we're not going to use them as baubles. So I'm going to take them out and just sort of put them down on the side because I haven't decided which ones I'm going to use and how many of them, but it's the shapes that we want which are going to form a sort of geometric styled pattern. And I've got this little tiny one as well. So there's 4 different baubles, and as I say, we're going to use it and see how it goes. I'm going to put my stamp set under the plate because then that makes it easier, and I've got my Simply Chamois for cleaning off. So we're going to have a look and see. I think I'm going to have this one first, and I always put or am I going to have the big one? I think I'm going to have the big one actually. So let's have a little look at this big one, and we're going to put that that way. So we'll have that in at the top like that, and that'll be our first one. So I'm trying to get it reasonably straight, and I always put it in between where my point is so that I can line it up straight. I'm just going to put these off to one side so I can then look and see which ones we're going to use next, but that's going to be our first one. So we can pick that up on our plate, and we can then look and see what colours we're going to have first. I think I'm going to use the largest one. Let's use the Rich Raspberry first of all. So I'm going to use the Rich Raspberry, and we'll put that one in like that. Oh, that's quite pretty. And then we're going to turn it round, and we're going to do it all the way round. So it's going to be done 8 times. That's 2. I really love using a wreath template to make beautiful geometric patterns, and I think some stamps really lend themselves to having, you know, nice sort of geometric patterns going on, and I think this is probably one of them. So I'm just going to turn it round and make sure that I get it as accurate as I can. And we'll take it round, swing it round again to here. When I'm doing it and I'm not doing it on camera, I can obviously look right on top. With my camera is literally just above me, so I always have to do everything slightly on an angle, so sometimes it won't perfectly line up because I'm not being able to see. I'm seeing it from the side view instead of from the top view. So it normally works out pretty well, but if you're looking down, which you are, and you can see I'm slightly off, that's purely because, as I say, I'm doing this at an angle rather than being on top. So we're just going to take this round. We've got one more, and then that's got our 8 in this particular shape. But these wreaths have always been very popular, and I think they're still as popular as they've ever been. So that's our start. So we've now got 8 going round, and we'll take it back to the beginning, and then I just need to get my Simply Chamois, and I'll just give that a little wipe to just clean everything off as I go. And I can take that one out because I don't need that one anymore. So that's the first shape. Now I'm going to use this slightly longer one, and I'm going to put that in, put it the right way around so it's facing downwards, and I'm going to put that in between, whoops, on here. And because it's photopolymer, you do have to just sort of do it quite carefully, because you can't actually, that I think is going to be perfect. It does, if you put it on your fingers, you will find that it gets, it tends to stick a little bit, and that's purely because it's very new. Okay, so I'm now going to do it in the Highland Heather, I think, because I think that that'll work nicely with the rich raspberry. So let's have a look at this one, and we'll put this one in between here. Oh yes, that's quite nice. And we'll work our way round again. Now, as I've always said, I do everything in live time, because you can fast forward as much as you want. So by doing it this way, it means you can see how long it actually takes to do it from start to finish, but it also allows you to sort of fast forward if you don't want to see me doing all 8 of these round and round and round. I know some people just enjoy sharing with me and listening to me prattling on about my life and what's going on and all of those sorts of exciting things. So weather-wise, it's now, I say, we're into September now, so we are the start of autumn, hence me getting into these more sort of autumnal type colours, because we're into the start of autumn. So it's certainly, the temperature has dropped quite a bit, although like everything, I think the media is one of these people who try to sort of keep a positive spin on everything, and they keep saying that we're going to have a Indian summer, and that, you know, the end of September is going to be lovely and warm. But to be quite honest, they can't ever tell the forecast from one week to the next. So It's just one of those things, isn't it? But okay, so this is the last one on this colour. So we now have all of those in, and we can take it back to the beginning. So it's starting to sort of take shape. So we can clean this one off as well and get my Simply Chamois, and just the Simply Chamois is absolutely perfect for doing anything with the Stamparatus, because you can just literally fold it up and put it in, which I think is why they brought it out. When they first brought out the Stamparatus, it was like, okay, how am I going to clean this? Okay, now we've got a quite a flat squidgy one here, and I don't know whether I want to have that one coming in this way, going out. I think that might work actually. So let's put that one in there. And then we can pick that up that way. And then this one we're going to have in, what colours we've got? Pumpkin pie. So let's have a look and see. That's going to just go in on there. I'm going to take it up to this one. This is where we might find this little, oh no, it's still going to be in a bit. It's not going to be in completely, but it doesn't matter because we're just doing the shape. So that's going to come just there. Take it round again. Put that on there. Quite like the way you can build up all sorts of different patterning and stuff from sort of one piece to the next, which I think is quite nice. And this one you could actually colour them in afterwards as well if you wanted to. I don't think I'm going to do that because I think it'll take too long, but if you want to just colour them in, we might just take a little bit of Wink of Stella and you could just use that to just blend it in. But this is just taking it round corner to corner on each one of them. I'm sure I haven't got my, I think I've got a bit of orange on my fingers here where I didn't put it on particularly well, so I need to swap my finger around, otherwise I'll end up getting orange or the pumpkin pie all over it. So down on there, and I think that's that on there, isn't it? I don't think that's, I think that's back to the beginning. Let me just have a quick little look and see. Yeah, that's back to the beginning on there. Okay, so we do need to get another one in on, let's take this one out, because we've got it on one side but we haven't got it on the other, so I need to do it on the other to balance it, because as you can see we've got one piece on there and one piece on the other, and I think I'm going to use this same one again, but this time I'm going to put it in on here, so in between on the other side, so we can have that going round. Make sure I've got it about straight when I pick it up. There we go. Line it back down straight. I've still got a bit of orange on my finger, and I'm going to go round again with the, do I want to go around in the orange, or I'm going to do a different colour? I might do a different colour actually. So what have I got? I want to get something that's a little bit orange as well. So I'm going to grab another colour actually. Let's have Bumblebee, because Bumblebee is sort of, will go with that sort of orange colour, won't it? So me just open the case. Right, so that's my bumblebee. Move those ones out of the way because we don't need those anymore. I've still got my fresh freesia, so bumblebee. Move that out of the way a little bit. So we can put the bumblebee on there. Oops, that's quite nice. And we'll turn that one round. You can see how you start building up quite a nice pattern. And I say some of this is going to come off, but that's fine because we're just making sure that it gives that really nice sort of geometric pattern. And I don't want them to look like baubles. I want it to be a geometric pattern rather than it being baubles. So that's why I'm trying to take it out. Whoops. Turn it round a bit. Put this one in on here. Now I've got to have a look and see. I'm thinking ahead for the inside bit, and I'm not sure whether doing fresh freesia is going to be too similar to Highland Heather. So I might have to go for something that's going to be a little bit more, a little bit different. So I'm thinking maybe throw in a pink, which would be, I'd probably use polished pink, I think. We'll see. Okay, so that's that. So we've now got that running through on there, on the pattern. Now, if I throw in another colour, I'm not sure whether it's going to throw it, and it's going to be a little bit too much. I quite like the orange and yellow on the outside, and I think I need to bring that inside as well a bit. So we've got these colours balancing the outside pattern with the inside pattern. So we've now got this tiny little one that we haven't used, which is this one, and this one is going to, I'm going to have that going, to put it in there to make sure that I get it as straight as I can. So I think that's about right. In on there. Sure I get that bit straight before I pick it up. Oops, take the other one out. Put that in. And then I'm going to do this in, let's start it in the yellow with the bumblebee. So we'll put that there. Work our way round. Take it round again. I do like the way this is coming out. It's looking quite nice and geometric on there. So just turning it round. As you start going, you do get quite quick with this. So just moving it round. Kick down in on here. Got one that's just gone slightly over, but that, as I say, is because my head is not working completely. I can't see over the top of it, so I'm not getting it absolutely perfect, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. I think we're going to be all right with it. So we'll take it round that way. Take it round this way. take it round that way. I think we're almost there now. Two more. So this one, no, that's it. Okay, so that's given those ones. And then we need to do exactly the same with the outside as we did with the inside. And we need to get the pumpkin pie again. Just clean this off. So simply chamois to the rescue again. Just put that in on there. And then the last one we're going to do is the pumpkin pie, and we need to move this now so that it comes in between these two like this. So I want to just put it there. I think that's, whoops, sliding about. I want it in between these two. So I think that's probably about right. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. And then we can just work that round in the center, because that should give a nice little circle to finish it off, which I think will work quite nicely. And again, choose the colours that you like. I just think that, you know, these will look beautiful as Christmas baubles, but to do something that's just a little bit different, so it's not Christmassy, is quite fun too. So let's take it round, and I think we've got two more to do. That like that, and then we'll have the last one in like this. Oh no, we've got one more. So that's our last one. We'll just put that one in there. Okay, so now we've got quite a nice geometric pattern going on. And I'm just going to clean this up, but that's all we're going to be using with the Stamparatus. And you can leave it like that. I've got let's have a look once we get to the background. I'm going to have to put these back in their case in a minute, but let's take this out so we can see. So that's what we've done with the Stamparatus, and we've got this really rather lovely sort of geometric pattern going in. And then what I would do is, let me just take a bit of Wink of Stella. And then we can take these little ones on here and just sort of bring that round a little bit. So you're just taking, and I'm only doing it very slightly because I don't want it to be overly, whoops, I need to do my oranges first. So you can see if you just blend it through carefully, you can get your oranges just blending through, and you get that twinkle. You won't see the twinkle online because it's one of those things, sparkles don't show up very well. So I'm just doing the tops and the bottoms on each one of these. So that's the top and the bottom on each one of those, and I'm going to do it on these ones as well. So we'll just take it up so that we get that top and that bottom in on the orange. And again, you need to do it quite lightly, because if you do it too hard, because it's water-based, you will end up losing your stamped part. So we're literally just taking it quite gently, and we're doing one colour at a time. So I'm going to work my way through. Orange is quite a nice colour to bleed through. Okay, so that's the orange, and then all you need to do is to take a scrap. Let's have a look. I've got a little scrap here, and just clean your brush off on the scrap, and then we can go to the next colour. So we can do the yellow now. So again, just taking it, doing it just a little bit at a time. And I'm just doing the top and the bottom, so I'm just bleeding it through from the bottom to the top, and I'm not spending a huge amount of time doing it. I'm doing it like what I would call a wash, because then you're just toning it in a little bit rather than toning it in a lot. So you just want to pick up a little bit of the ink and just blend it through, so you've still got that sort of subtle look about it. You don't want it to become too blended through, because then, as I say, you end up losing your definition. So just very lightly coming through. Clean it off again, and then we need to do, let's do the deep purple first. So just taking that over on the top and down, just in on the white part. I'm leaving the decorated part completely free, so it's almost as if it's another colour, but you can see how it just starts to bring it together rather nicely, because this stamp is just the outline. You don't have to, I mean, you can colour it in with blends and go to town and make it really as geometric as you want, but doing it this way is quite a quick and easy way of doing it, and just gives that little definition of colour against the background of the basic white cardstock. I quite like the way it's blending through as well on that stamped line on there. You almost get a bit of a light and a dark shadow in on there, which is rather nice. Take that one down, that little one down there. Okay, and then the last one is the Highland Heather. Which is far more subtle, so it's only going to give a little bit of colour definition, but again takes it from being that stark white you just need to tone it just in a little bit. So it would look quite nice if you were a great colourist, is to do them all in blends. They would look quite pretty, I think. But you do get a lovely sparkle from them. As I say, you can't really see the sparkle too much, but that's now given beautiful colouring. If I put this in onto the background here, you've got a really rather lovely jazzy card, and then all we need to do is to put a sentiment in on the centre. And if we didn't want it as a we don't want to have it as a Christmas one, we can choose any sentiments that we've got. So let me just have a quick look and see what I would choose. My go-to sentiments, I have two. So I have this one, which is my light-hearted lines, which is quite amusing one. So if I wanted it as a thank you, that's quite a good one. Thanks for lending an ear. The others I think are too big. Oh, I hate to break it to you, but you're stuck with me, friends, forever. That would work in the centre. And we've got the peaceful moments where we've got all sorts of nice things on there. And I think I might do it as... what shall I do it of? Wishing you every happiness this special... oh, maybe just a happy birthday, I think. Because it's quite a jazzy one for a happy birthday, isn't it? So let me just put this one in with... now you could do it as layered if you wanted to. I'm literally just going to do it as a very simple birthday card. Let me make sure I've got that straight. And I want to stamp it in the rich raspberry. And we'll have that down in on the centre. Like that. So again, it's a very simple one layer card, great for posting wherever you want to post it, and a way of doing those that, you know, they don't look Christmassy. You know, you've given that real sort of nice geometric pattern in there so that it doesn't look Christmassy at all. It's just a nice sort of geometric pattern. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and please be well. And above all, please be kind. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.